Have a safe journey. Try not to get eaten. I'd hate to lose my favorite customer.
Only customer. Bro. Okay. So we're gonna explore along the coast. Dang, I forgot it's got Skyrim controls and you have to do like triangle on PS5 controller to jump. I hate that. It makes me so mad. I always hated that about Skyrim. Did I get him? No, I got him. Okay. Ouchie. We are getting any kind of resources, guys, just so you know. We are going to be struggling. So I usually do strength, strength, a little bit of magic, quite a bit of endurance. Mostly endurance because, you know, that's like your inventory load. And I really do load up the inventory. But I think this time I might do endurance, magic. I'll have to look. We'll set the bonfire. So down here are little thieves and a shrine.
Beat them up first, ask questions later, damn it. And now we have no gold, no nothing, just a pile of old stuff.
Pile this, bitches. Okay. Oof, can you believe he got me with that? Ooh. Throwing a freaking rock at me, dude. I don't want to use the King Arthur shit yet. Yeah, there we go. Because I think I can take them by themselves. Like, without the magic. Got him. Ha! Ah! Give me your stuff. Man, this guy used to have a pair of boots that if you wore them, you get like 5 gold. Like every time you killed somebody, you get 5 gold. Now it's like a ring or something like that, but damn, bro. So that letter is basically just talking about the offering you need to make at the shrine. You basically just get an amulet that gives you like a revive, I think, and then it breaks. I don't think we have the stuff for that yet. Yeah, we don't. Let's look at that letter, though. Okay, so this new one. My dear Earfear, Erper. Are they saying Arthur? I have finally arrived at the island asylum and have have received my preliminary medical examination. Father Vaughn said that my symptoms point to the very, very early stages of the Red Death and that I did very well to come here of my own will. He promised to do everything in his power to help me and to make sure our son, I write son because I can feel the truth of that with each heartbeat, Erfer, is born healthy. I know you have doubts about me coming here, but I really am of good cheer. I will keep you up to date on my progress. I hope to see you soon. I love you and miss you very much. Forever yours, Katra. And P.S. I'm thinking of the name Llewellyn. How do you like it? Ooh. We gotta hang on to that letter. Because that's gonna be the blacksmith that's in the Act 2. And I sold the letter and didn't have it for him. So this playthrough, we're going to have it. So, dear Alouse, and this is the one we just picked up. You, my most faithful companion, are my only hope. Go to the All-Mother's shrine, perform the following ritual, and bring me the amulet. You will surely be gifted. Granny said that you need to make an offering of a rose, some sage, and a feather. This is my last hope to save my beautiful daughter. Return safely, and may the All-Mother protect you. Lady Cardia. So now we know what we would put on the shrine. We being you, because I already knew, but I don't know if you did. Okay, so these guys are kind of a pain in the ass. Like, they're not the worst by any means, and you can take them down, but they can be like... They do shit like that, you know, and they're surprisingly tough. That conch shell dude back there, don't mess with him. Did you guys see that they freaking delayed the Cyberpunk 2077 update? Like, indefinitely? I'm kind of glad they did that, though, because, you know, if they're, like, actually putting new content in the game... Holy shit. You see that big pack? Okay, we're gonna need the... We're gonna need that. Okay, here we go. Anyway, if they're, like, actually putting new content into the game, then yeah, I want them to, for sure, take their time. Me out of breath here. I freaking hate these things. Ooh, run away, run away, run away. Damn, you see how many of them there are? This fucker. And they freaking water balloon you to death on top of it. Okay, we need some space to heal. They're just lumbering behind me. Okay, I got enough. Ah. Okay, well, at least he took out one of his friends. Why am I doing this? I drew a whole pack of them. Oh, there we go. Thank God. Oh, fucker. Okay. Okay. Now it's just me and him. Take that, bitch. Okay. I'm just proud of myself. Typically, that would have killed me. I just came off of like a Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2 playthroughs. Man, talking about like unnecessarily dying. I am so triggered, honestly. Nothing pisses me off more than dying in Mass Effect, and I don't quite know why. Like, is it because it's so easy that you shouldn't die, or is it something else, you know? Is there a fishing pole? Do I have a fishing pole? I do not have a fishing pole. Okay. Anybody got a fishing pole? Gonna have to wait. Okay, we're not gonna go out there because there's like really not anything worth the trip. Up there is a mine. We're gonna do that later. Those bodies aren't gonna have shit, so we're not gonna loot them. We already drew most of the fucking enemies over there. Got one right there, but that's pretty easy. I'm not gonna really worry about my arrow usage. I love the bow in this game. Everybody makes a really big deal about Archer in Skyrim. Not a huge fan. I'm gonna be honest. But I fucking love it. I love it in this game. I think it's so well done. It's almost as well done. We're not taking that on just yet. It's almost as well done as like the bow in Horizon Zero Dawn. And I love that bow. So if you follow this coast... Oh, that looks a little bit deeper this time around. They changed it up a little bit. Or maybe usually when I come, the tide's up. The fact that there's like legitimately a tide in this game. No, I think it's a little different. Pretty sure it is. Anyway. You're not going to find too much along here. A few resources, so quite a few enemies up ahead. but you do meet someone that you're going to need for a quest later on, which you can just come down here and find him if you know where he's at, but for our purposes, I'm just going to take you there. Oh my gosh, shoot him in his little skull tussy. Oh, he wants to go. Yo, keep all this shit. For real. Even like the bones on the skull, you can craft armor with it. Usually I go a heavy armor build, but I might go like a medium to light armor. Which would tie up with doing like a magic endurance build. Kind of like a battle mage build almost. We're not going to go up there. We're going to 25 saves. Can you believe that? That's wild. Okay. So, up this way, we're going to meet some very unpleasant creatures. Who are going to rip me a new hole. Those guys over there. They're going to fuck me up, just so you know. We already have a shovel. We don't need it. You have to, like, purposefully hoard. You can't just, like, hoard. You have to, like, deliberately hoard. You have to be calculated about your hoarding. Because, you know, the inventory system in this is pretty forgiving, but it's still there. Okay. I ate this freaking packaged pho from Costco maybe like an hour and a half ago, and I accidentally dipped my hoodie string into the soup, and now it just smells like that super salty pho broth. Like, it's not making me hungry, but I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Like, why do I just smell food? Oh my god. Ah! 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 They fuck me up, dude, every time. I don't know how I ever managed to kill all these guys. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did you see that? Okay, I wonder if I can, like, just draw one of them over here. There we go. That way I don't have to fight the whole horde at once. Okay, his brother's coming. Whoa, did you see that? He just, like, rubber banded over here. Okay, there's some damage on him. I'm determined. Okay, I'm determined to make this work. Oh my god, they're flanking me. Bitch. Okay, we're gonna have to, like, outpace them. Yeah, athletics. Are they still, like, where is your freaking snapback, bro? Did they fix that? Did they patch that out of the game? Okay, no, they didn't. Okay. I was like, come on, that's, like, integral to my survival at these early stages. I know we're cheating, okay? We're, like, kind of, you know, beefing the game, but I need it. I need something here. I think sometimes when they go back, they get full health, though, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Let's see. No, it didn't. Nice. If I can just kill him, I'll be so happy. Almost. Fucking grasshopper motherfucker. Woo, did you see that? Oh, that was pretty good. Okay. Okay. Okay, our chances are upped. This one's at full health, the other one's not. Let's get some health going. Okay, I think we can do this. Oh god, don't get cocky. These guys are, like, so hardcore. Ooh. Okay. Woo-wee. That's right, melon farmers. Okay, now we need to... Do I want to fight shit? We could put up a bonfire, which I think would technically be recommended here. But I really don't ever resist the urge to get cobwebs. And you really need a lot of cobwebs early game. And I think the worst it is from here on out is just wolves. Until you get to the hermit. Oh, you know what? We should, like, finally put on our freaking armor. I forgot about that. Druidic. Okay, okay. Kinda spooky out here. So all the, if you've never heard of this game or played this game, which honestly, if you haven't, I'm so sad for you. But all of this, like, miasma, is that the right word? I feel like realistically it would be a miasma, even though it looks kind of more like a light. But anyway, it's this thing called the weirdness, and it sort of distorts and contorts things. These guys are basically twice as strong if you're fighting them at night, I believe, as well. Golly, see that? Try to flank them. They knew what I was doing. Hold on, I got him, I got him, I got him. Nice, okay, that's the strongest one. These other guys should be fine. I know this looks crazy, but this game is like way harder than it looks. Like the health, difficult to take down. I think magic does really well in the beginning of the game. But I don't know. I'm just not loving a magic build this time around. But I might change my mind. I don't know. If they patch some stuff, I'm definitely open to it. And the nice thing about this as well is that you get the origin potions, which allow you to respec. Okay, if I remember correctly, we're pretty close to his little hideout. I think we'll encounter some wolves nearby. Or we might get straight to him this time. Oh yeah, looks like we're gonna make it. Okay, bros, but be serious. Is this a cave? Because he calls this a cave, and I'm like, is that a cave? Like, I feel like caves have deeper recesses. But I'm also like, okay, like, if you stand in here like this, kind of looks like a cave with a big hole. Like a big cave hole opening, right? So, like, is it a cave? Or is it an overhang? Or is it an enclosure? You feel me? Can we wake him up? No. Okay. So we're gonna have to rest. Before, like, when this was originally, like in the early access, you could not set that bonfire right there. So it's really nice that you can do that now. So I think we're gonna do a endurance, spirituality, and dexterity build. I think that's what we're gonna go for. So starting off, I'm gonna dump everything into practicality, specifically the crafting and trading tree. You can make quite a bit of money pretty early game if you do that.
So much for a secluded cave keeping visitors away. Seems like there's no one on this island to hide in peace. Oh well, since you're here, I have an important question. Do you have any food?
I promise to answer all of your questions, no matter how annoying or asinine they might be. But first, do you have any food?
Food.
Oh dear. Yes, food. That
Food.
stuff you put in your mouth to make sure your body doesn't wither and die, you know? Fish, meat, vegetables, bread. Oh, some bread would be especially nice. But I'll take anything, really.
Yeah, bro, I got some bread. Here you go.
Thanks. I'll be forever indebted to you. But don't expect much. The only payment I can offer you is seashells, or, you know, access to an infinite well of ancient druidic wisdom. I'd rather you choose wisdom. I threw out my collection of seashells a few days ago after I stepped on them with my bare feet.
That'll do it.
Much better. Time for a nap. Except you're still here. Oh no, don't tell me you still have questions. Well, I live here, obviously.
Why the fuck would you live here, dude?
Why not? It's a perfectly good cave, albeit a bit drafty and damp. Well, it could be better, to be honest, but we can't all live in mansions, can we? The same way you did, I presume.
You are very difficult to talk to.
Am I? That's odd. No one ever accused me of that before. Well, I guess that's what living alone in a cave does to your conversational skills.
This guy, every time. There's a quest that comes up later, and let me tell you, I always choose the option that is not beneficial for him. When we get to that point, I will call your attention to it. I don't think I have the parts for this. Oh, I do have a wolf claw. Oh, I want to keep that. Let's give the pelt. Nice. We got some experience. Oh, I'm gonna dig this up. A little bit of frame rate dropping. That's a little surprising. I think there actually might be some more ore up here in this little corner. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, nice, okay. I thought there was an enemy around here somewhere, but I couldn't quite remember. I know there is at the top of the hill. But I couldn't remember if there was one here for certain or not. Damn. I was watching Wings of Redemption the other day, and he said something like, if you play Dark Souls, then it'll be your new favorite genre, or it'll be the only game you ever play again. I'm like, dude, why would you... Who wants to play a game that just, like, pisses them off, you know? I guess some people are, like, legitimately good at those games, though, so... I mean, I've seen some pretty awesome compilations. I'm super into the, like, the music analysis. You know what I'm talking about? Where they, like, go in, they examine the boss battles from, like, a musical theory standpoint. You can learn some interesting stuff from that, actually. The really good ones, like, they'll include the lore as well with the analysis, which is pretty, I don't know, kind of badass. I think one's gonna run at me while I'm doing this. No? No? Okay. Damn, there used to be something that would attack me here. Maybe it was further down. There's a guy over here we are not going to engage, because he will beat the shit out of us. So the statues, if you interact with them, then they'll give you like a buff to whatever the statue represents. Like this, I think, is one-handed. So Esgar the Protector, devoted guardian to the prophet Kai, Esgar battled the scourge of the Red Death, aiding in the founding of the Red Church and the Island Asylum. His dedication saved countless lives during a time of despair. May his memory be praised and never forgotten. Yep, so this is one-handed.
Off the leash, are we? They must have had their fun with you. Who had you as their plaything? The church? The druids? Some band of cutthroats? But it doesn't matter now that you're free.
Who are you, bro?
I'm Abigail, a knight. I swore swore my sword to my lady's will, and she kept me close until she had no more use for me. Now, I walk alone, but a shadow never strays too far.
How do you know that something happened to me?
You look wretched, and you smell like death.
Oof.
I've seen people like you before. Broken, worn down, dragged through the mud. If you've had enough of it all, I could grant you an honorable death. In a proper duel, you lived like a cur, but you could die like a knight. Wouldn't that be just splendid? Just say the word.
We're gonna do that, but not today.
Off you go.
But I think we should do that sooner than later. Typically, I do it a little bit towards the end of the first act, because he's pretty tough. But I think I'll get some summons, and then, oh no. I blew my resources right off a cliff. Shit. Anyway. I'm gonna get some summons and just spam the shit out of him and just like, okay, so when you start fighting him, this little dome pops up around so you can't just run off. So I'll just kind of like run around the dome and hopefully let the summons do most of the work. We're not gonna go to that village yet. I don't feel like fighting those guys just yet. I want to get up here first and get into the fort. Get that waypoint, boys. Man, it sucks so bad. So in early access, these cliffs were expanded a bit more on both sides, and you could actually like run around them and find like hidden loot. But they patched that out. It's gone. I hate that so much. I miss the loot, the wall loot. Hello? Hello? Your money or your life?
What's happening? In the name of the All-Mother, what are you doing? I could have stabbed you. Wait, I haven't seen you before.
You couldn't. You're so drunk you can barely hold your sword.
Not. I'm not. I could have sliced you up like a fish. No. Like a potato. But I didn't, did I?
No, more like I could have stabbed you, and I didn't.
All right, true. Why didn't you, eh? You could have killed me. So you're not one of them bandits, then? Who are you, huh?
And we're gonna show him our handy-dandy G-Man badge.
This pin, I can't say I see it very clearly at this present moment, but it does look important. Very official. But I remember Fergus said something about all this, these emblems once. Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye, royal person, on behalf of the keepers. You are a great friend to our home. Welcome. Please, speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things around here in the captain's absence. He'll greet thee properly. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Open it up, boys!
Damn, I feel like the last of that man's IQ just leaked right out of his butt. So whispers, okay, so they give you a description, but this is essentially where you can sit at a bonfire and speak with Arthur. It's usually related to something having expanded. So at this point, his soul is fractured, right? So there's like King Arthur Horcruxes scattered around Avalon, and it's your job to like hunt them down and absorb them. But because he doesn't have all of his soul, but right now he's one piece of his soul. He only remembers some events. So he's like really kind of innocent right now, which you'll see throughout the entirety of the game. That does change. He starts kind of becoming more self-aware and a bit more assertive and dominant as you progress. But as you start here, he's not like that at all. But the whispers essentially are you discussing certain events with him and him having remembrances of those things. So Fergus is back there. We can go straight to him, but we're actually going to unlock a couple quests up here first.
All mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins. And who might you be? You don't look like one of them.
Well, what do you think, guys? Should we tell her she's angry, or should we tell her to calm down? I don't think she's gonna like either, but like telling someone to calm down does not calm them down. Speaking as someone who, you know, can be very unchill sometimes. So I'm gonna go with the observational, you seem angry.
Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea. You're going to help me.
I am.
I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already.
Who's Brandon?
You don't know? He's the captain of this entire circus. I thought since they let you in, you must have an in with him. And it turns out you know even less than I do. There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then suddenly I found myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything.
Are you sure there's not anything I can help you with? And hopefully that doesn't sound like any kind of an innuendo, because it's not.
You do realize you won't score any points with the keepers by helping me, right? Those holier-than-thou soldier boys have no idea what it takes to be a merchant in this sorry world. The things we have to do sometimes aren't exactly done according to the rule book.
What are these options? Just tell me what you want. I don't care. As long as I'm getting paid, I'm interested. Yeah, just tell me what you want.
All right. A woman named Ness has my cargo and I need it back. I don't know where she is, but starting the search near the Arkspire seems like a good idea. And yes, you'll get paid. Just bring me the wares.
Let's check out her shop. See if there's anything we want to sell. I love how she like wastes no time in just calling them incels at every turn. This guy, okay, he irritates me, so we're not going to talk to him. These are bounties. We're going to take those.
In the name of our eternally reigning majesty, King Arthur, and the Knights of the Round Tables, I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as adequate proof is provided. I also recommend checking the bounty board for information on wanted criminals, especially those considered particularly dangerous. Please, state your business.
Okay, yeah. So you basically collect bounties from him. You can dig into the conversation a bit more with him if you want. So you can ask. Damn, my cat just kicked down my door. You can ask, you're a representative of Camelot?
That's correct. My name is Killian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the horns of the south are handling.
I'm curious if you guys can hear him meowing.
Also to encourage the keepers to fight.
If Camelot knows about the bandits, why don't they just send an army?
The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them as easily as we did the Druids. There have also been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin.
Okay. Hopefully you guys want the background. I am actually... let's go through a couple of these. So tell me about the situation with the tribes.
There are rumors that the Rita tribes want to unite, and that would mean open war with Camelot. As for those Pict savages, they've been growing bold, leaving their forest. For now, it's just been small scrimmages. But who knows how it'll end.
If you guys don't like it, let me know. Okay. I've played the game multiple times, so I already know all this stuff, but if you're watching this just to watch a playthrough, I think it's worth it to do all the conversation options and all the lore. So I'm going to provide it unless I see people just, like, the majority not liking that. But what happened with the druids?
Well, you've probably heard about the Druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into wicker puppets and setting them on fire. Well, the people decided to give them a taste of their own medicine. They rounded them all up and then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it.
Wait, so they were killed because they were making human sacrifices?
Yep, made human sacrifices, prayed to the dark gods, brought the weirdness back. Bunch of bastards. Good thing they're worm food now.
Were they all killed?
Most of them. The survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him?
Yeah, actually.
His name was Slaudyard. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some say that Slaudyard came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
Okay, and what about the Civil War?
I don't really have much more to tell. It's hard to get any updates here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular, and that's putting it mildly. The Witch Morgane would have been burnt at the stake long ago if everyone weren't so afraid of her. And then we have the commoners who seem to keep forgetting their place, and loudly demanding changes. Everything is falling apart.
Okay, let's see if we can collect any of these yet.
The notices I was posting on the board. Go,
No, it doesn't look like it. Okay.
Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the bloodlust in your eyes, you know. It takes one to know one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits in the ruins of a merchant settlement nearby. It's worth visiting if you haven't already.
You could talk a bit more to him, but we're gonna do that later. We're not gonna steal anything yet, either. I say yet because there's a side quest a little bit later on, where you need to steal something to complete it. So this is Sewell Firstfoot, who you may or may not meet later on. He who first set foot on Avalon under Arthur's command. He who forged a path for the king and his loyal subjects. Glory and honor to the founder of the Horns of the South. And that gives us two-handed. We are not going to be doing two-handed, but I like to collect them anyway. Okay, we're going to talk to Fergus, and then we're going to pick up a couple of other side quests. Excuse me, dude.
Stay out of my way.
Oh, okay. Okay, big boy.
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
We are not snitching on our boy, Odrin. Okay, he was sober.
Huh, that's surprising. But good. Very good. He's been a drunk for as long as I can remember. Keeps saying he'll stop, but he never does. At least not for long.
The name's Fergus, and I assume you already know I'm the quartermaster here. Now state your business.
And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see.
Morale. Okay, let's show him our Junior G-Man badge.
Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me.
However, these pens were only given to certain people. They mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he?
Okay, does Fergus give you guys queen energy? Like, just a little bit? Just tiny little bit? We got shipwrecked along the way, but he could have made it.
If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade, and that leaves only the captain. However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's that much of a fool, I think. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about helping you out with whatever you're up to. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home.
Let's see if we can open up the quest for eventually speaking with the captain. It will certainly not be anytime soon.
Just as I thought. If you have friends among the knights, you'll want to talk to the captain. But that's not happening anytime soon.
Why?
Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our keep and head straight for the captain's quarters? There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here if anyone could just do that, would there?
Kind of a hater, bro. Let's go back and say... Oh, first off, let's give him the keeper tags, because you get money for those.
That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know,
God.
Here's what I'm thinking.
He's so
If you
suspicious.
stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back.
Damn, nice guy, Fergus. Let's ask about Orla.
That's between her and the captain. Were it up to me, she'd be long gone. Her presence here distracts my men.
Ooh, gooner behavior. Have another tag.
Me if you come across any more.
We should also...
We've been having trouble with the dead lately. The kind that don't want to rest in peace. There are more and more of them roaming the area. It might just be the weirdness, as it has been steadily creeping closer from the north, but somehow I doubt it. Anyway, I suggest you go see Marg first. He knows best what's going on there.
Who's Mark, bro?
He's our huntsman. He keeps us stocked with meat, so the lads don't have to live on fish alone. They get pretty grumpy when that happens. Right now, Marg is the only other person who's allowed to leave the keep. I'm not about to risk the life of our last link to the outside world, especially when you're so eager to lend a hand.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. Try not to get yourself killed, and get rid of whatever's been causing the problem.
I'm not actually going to go too much into the information about the cemetery.
You can sleep in the barracks. It's no royal chamber, but it's better to sleep under a roof than under the stars, right? Especially in this horrible weather.
And I say that specifically because anything that's interesting about the cemetery can be discovered in the cemetery itself. But this is where you can pick up your stash. You can get a pretty interesting side quest from here, but you want to talk to this guy first.
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother. He's a quack and a butcher who likes to watch people suffer.
That's a very serious accusation.
And I mean it. He's a know-it-all from Camelot, but the truth is, he doesn't know shit. All of those academic types think they're better than us village folk, just 'cause they read a book. We've been getting by just fine without any of their crap.
Why do you say that?
I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out.
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds like horse crap. My grandma was smarter than your lot, and she couldn't even read. She knew how to make a proper potion for toothache. If I were any good at mixing that stuff, I wouldn't need to deal with quacks like Heber. I even gave him my grandma's recipe, but he said it was no good.
Why not?
Don't know. Probably just didn't like that an old woman from a backwater village was a better healer than him.
You know, if you just remove the tooth, you wouldn't need a potion.
Oh yeah? And then what? Another and then another? Give it a few years and I'd be left with no teeth at all. Ah, leave me alone.
Kind of funny that this is like covered in bloody bandages. Alright, so you can get access to an alchemy station in his crib, but you'll also get a pretty interesting side quest from him.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you?
He looks jacked up.
Faces. Either way, glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jan Heber, a physician raised in Camelot and trained in the Royal Academy.
So that recipe you were just whispering to yourself, what was that?
Is some local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when I try it.
On yourself?
Experience is the best teacher. Don't worry, I'm not testing anything on the others. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patient something he hadn't tried on himself first. A wise approach, which I follow myself.
Wait, don't you see the irony in that?
What irony?
You could try it on me instead.
Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah, take it. What will happen, I have no idea. But please, tell me, if you live to find out.
So you're not a fan of local remedies?
I was classically trained in the proper art of medicine by the scholars of Camelot. The things they do here, they make no sense. No sense at all. Most of this stuff shouldn't even be effective, yet it seems to work wonders on these simple-minded, tough-bodied people here in the South.
Why do you even study this stuff then?
Shipments from Camelot are late, so I'm running low on supplies. If I'm not able to treat them, they'll start complaining. And Fergus doesn't like when people complain, especially when it comes to their health. He truly cares about them, I've got to admit. He doesn't care much about anyone else, though.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Why would you, though? Don't you have better things to do?
I'm trying to get in the quartermaster's good books.
Aha, got it. So you're up for work not out of the goodness of your heart, but for your own selfish plans.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That'd be a good summary.
Understood. It's a good reason. Well, I'd say it's better than most. But all right, if you're a mercenary, then I do have a job for someone who'd be willing to risk their life in exchange for material goods.
Okay, just tell me what needs to be done.
Straight to the point, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need someone to perform a ritual within a stone circle nearby. You go there, read a spell, do whatever needs to be done, come back, and tell me exactly what happened.
Wait, so isn't your fascination with druids kind of, illegal?
In Camelot, maybe, but this far south, nobody cares. I've spent my entire life digging through scrolls and books in pursuit of their knowledge. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. Look, I'm sure they were onto something. They knew much more than we do, but it feels like there's a veil wrapped tightly around that knowledge. It's like I need to find the right spell, the right ritual, something that will unwrap it for me.
By the way, you look like you're in dire need of sleep.
I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a waste of precious time. Fortunately, back in Camelot, I found a mix of remedies that can keep me awake for a whole week. It was quite popular in our study group.
Here to share the recipe?
Oh no, every physician needs his secrets. But I can sell you some if you promise not to tell any of the higher-ups.
Swear. But why wouldn't you want the leadership to know?
There are side effects. You won't fall asleep for a while, but the moment you do, well, you'll feel like you died and came back to life, only to die again. So you either take the next dose or endure it. I can endure it because I don't have a post to attend to. But our brave soldiers, well, that'd be risky.
Okay, let's look at his shop real quick. What kind of gold are we packing? Pretty decent amount. Oh, I forgot you can get an origin potion from him. So, let's... actually... let's do this one. Actually, we're just gonna buy these up. Let's take a look at the magic. Hailstone's okay. The flicker bolt is actually pretty freaking good, so we're gonna get that. So to learn these, you just go to your inventory, you open them up, you can read them. You get some decent lore. I'm gonna leave these up on screen so you guys can pause if you want to read them. I don't offer to read these because there's quite a few of these in the game. And I think at some point that would get kind of boring for you guys. So here's the kitchen. It's good to unlock this pretty early on because honestly, cooking is fantastic.
Shit. Another mouth to feed. Teargas must have been off his rocker if he thinks I can feed everyone with the little he gives me. I'm serious. If we don't open the keep soon, we'll have to start eating rats. Not that I can't cook them in a way that makes you think it's chicken.
That's bold. Are you always this angry?
It's a good thing you didn't start with calm down, or I'd have shoved my cleaver up your arse. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Because our gracious sovereigns recently decided to let in a bunch of refugees from the villages. They say they're running from the weirdness, but who knows, really? So now I have even more hungry mouths to feed. And since the captain ordered the letdown of our keep, the supplies are dwindling a lot faster than I'd like. Of course, I can make you 1,000 different dishes based on fish and grouts. But come on, even the keepers need some variety in their lives.
I can go outside the walls. Do you need anything specific?
Well, an adventurer, are you? I'm good for now. But if you find something interesting, you can drop it off here. And, as a sign of goodwill, I'll allow you free reign of my kitchen. If you need to cook something, go ahead.
Damn, that's awful generous. Could you teach me some recipes?
Oh, this is new. Maybe we'll get along after all. The dimwits here never want to learn, only eat.
Let's look at a shop. Interesting thing to point out. We're not going to buy... you know what? No, we're not going to buy these just yet. You know what? Actually, let's buy one. Let's buy the Kraken and the fish soup. But these are written specifically by someone named Brumpold. And believe it or not, you actually... even though this guy should be dead, you actually end up meeting him a bit later on. But this is a great place to come and buy ingredients. We're actually going to take his garlic. We're going to grab that butter. Going to grab these blueberries. And let's take some egg and onion and beef. Okay. Thank you, sir. We do not want to pick anything up because we would be looting. So we're not going to go down to the village just yet. I don't want to lose traction as far as like motion is concerned with the game. Like, I want to keep it flowing in a good way here. But we are going to stop off at the blacksmith because he is important.
Boy, friend, a question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting. It's good to see a new face in this sad hole.
This might bit his titty, dude.
I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blade sharpened?
Yo, he was the one that was supposed to pull out the tooth. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine those freaking big ass freaking blacksmith tongs ripping out your tooth? Anyway, do you have any work for me?
Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle.
Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it. And I'll have work for you immediately. There's just not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either.
There must be something I can help you out with.
Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. That doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two. If you're willing to learn, that is.
Yeah, teach me.
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that. You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemists. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can bring it over so I can see what you've made.
Okay, so to make the corpse eater armor, you need to get corpse eater rags and corpse eater cap. Okay. This guy, I think, will give you... He'll give you a quest to bake him like a blueberry pie. But it's kind of fucked up.
Oh, a new face. It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome, welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
You're asking me?
Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison, then fish. And then fish, fish, and more fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live for, except food. And I'd kill for a slice of that pie.
Why can't you just make it yourself?
As if it were that easy. I ain't much of a cook. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so we can stick our complaints up our asses.
I could try if you remember the recipe.
Really? Sure, I remember it well. Here you go.
Alright, let's cook this bro his pie. Oh shit, wait, we can craft a few of them. We can craft 3 of them. That's kind of horrific because as you find out here in a moment, this pie is not good. Here's your pie, bro.
Yes. Still tastes like shit.
What the fuck?
Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed.
Good old slap in the old memory lane.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted.
So I take it your mom wasn't much of a cook?
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle.
Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy. Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie.
What happened to her?
I wouldn't know. When I left my village, I decided to never look back. So I just assumed one of those uncles finally beat her to death.
That's kind of intense. Thank you for sharing your trauma with me. Alright, so we are gonna head down this way, which is the way to Morgue, whatever the fuck. If you're not careful, if you head in that direction, you will stumble across some bandits. I don't want to really attack them just yet. So we're going to stick to this direction. You can go down through here, and there's actually a sunken village, but that comes up a little bit later on, so we're not going to go explore there yet. We are going to shoot some of this deer, though. Lay pew! Oh. What? I'm out of freaking arrows? Okay, I should have been watching that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go and rob this guy. We're not really robbing him because it's, you know, obviously not theft because it's not in red. But I, like, clear him out every time. Like, we take the parsley, we take the tomatoes, we take the potatoes. More tomatoes. What the fuck? Where did he fucking come from? What the fuck are you doing, dude? This is like my bros patch.
This is my lucky day. Your road ends here.
I have never been attacked by that guy. Like, not here. He's usually further out, so I'm really surprised by that. But we are gonna continue looting. Okay, and I'm doing this because it's not just, you know, my tendency to just pick everything up in the game. It legitimately will all come in handy. And I'm saying that unironically, not because I have a problem, but because ingredients, okay, are very valuable. Fuck, did I buy an axe? I did not buy an axe. I'm an idiot. I should have bought an axe. Wood is a valuable crafting component, so we need to get an axe. Come back and chop that wood. Checking all the crates. We're gonna take that. Friend here has a little crib up top. You know what? We are actually gonna need all that we can get, so we are just gonna, like, randomize. I think he actually has some, yeah, he's got some leather over here. We're gonna take all that and take this wood. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so serious. The controls in this are just, they're not janky. They're just not, they're kind of atypical.
Oh, a new face. I haven't seen you before.
Just, well, hold on. We're just gonna get straight to the point. You're Marg.
It depends on who's asking and why. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't meet many outsiders these days. I'm Marg, a hunter in the service of the Horns of the South.
So what, dude? You, like, just catch deer all day?
Everything is interesting around here. But ultimately, it depends on what you're looking for.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm self-sufficient enough not to have to ask for help. However, I suppose I could help you. I could share some things I found out during my hunts.
The quartermaster mentioned that you have a problem with the dead, or should I say undead.
I don't know what it is about this place, but even the dead hardly ever get any rest.
Though I'll admit, it's getting worse lately. They keep emerging from the local cemetery in numbers greater than that small plot of land ever held. So I'm guessing we might have a necromancer on our hands. And here I thought after the charred conclave, we'd have more than 100 years of peace from them.
Do you often have problems with necromancy in these parts?
Only every century or so. But even that's too often if you ask me. Something seems to draw them here. Well, it's probably all that death. The South has always been restless. And after what happened with the sunken village, I guess death has seeped into the very soil of this land. Must be quite alluring for that lot.
Why can't you just deal with it yourself?
Because I'm not stupid or suicidal. I can go up against a few undead, but their masters are a different story. I'm a simple hunter, while they have the power to raise the dead. Arrows are only good against magic if you're far away from the caster, which is impossible in the crypt. But if you decide not to help, I'll have no choice, will I? Or I could just wait for the necromancer to be destroyed by what they summoned. It happens sometimes, from what I've heard.
Okay, you know what? I'll just find out what's happening for you.
Good. And try not to die. That undead swarm doesn't need any more recruits.
Okay, let's get right into the news. Just kidding. Let's pick up some... those copper arrows. Kind of expensive. But are they worth it? Okay, well, you can get 3 damage or you can get 1 damage, and it's 2 coin difference. So, you know what? We're just gonna... Kind of expensive, but hopefully worth it. Wait, is that a little... Okay, no, we can't loot that. Alright, dude. Taking your last leather, and I'm leaving. Yeah, that does some extra damage. Oh, wait, hold on. We've got some Grindylows down here, so we're gonna chill out. Yo, got that deer, though. Oh, shit. You see that? Drink me a potion. Smack the shit out of me. Oh, got some little friends down here. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and fight them, too. We're gonna do that because we're gonna loot them, and then we're gonna sell their stuff to Marg. But we're gonna pull them one at a time if we can. Oh, crap. That missed. Oh, that missed, too. Okay. Okay. I'm doing something wrong here. Hold on. You see that? Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, nice. Okay, let's sell the weapons. Get some of our gold back. I want to go there with like as little inventory as possible, because there's some looting to be done. Oh, here's our deer. Oh, deer. No. Thought I saw some ore, but I guess not. Okay, so I will say we don't want to mess about in this in the dark, so we are actually gonna rest here. You know what? I actually think that that is going to... Hold on, let's see if we can... Let's talk to him. Let's ask him. Oh, nope. Do you think we should... Okay, the skeleton's chilling. Okay. Did you know Sewell personally?
Sewell.
Sewell. Sorry, bro.
He was the first to set foot on Avalon, not me. He decided that if anything were to attack us in this strange land, he would shield me and take the first blow himself. I remember loyalty. A fierce, unwavering loyalty. To me and to Avalon. He must have been someone I trusted deeply. Perhaps as we move forward, more memories of him will come back to me. For now, I only hope his loyalty wasn't in vain.
Tell me what the Horns of the South was like in your time.
Ah, the Horns of the South. The crown jewel of these lands. We had barely laid the foundations of Tainted Grail when Seawall and his men had already built a lighthouse, eager to guide our ships to them. He always had a competitive spirit. Of course, it helped that he took every sailor from the homelands with him, along with a handful of knights, so they could learn from one another. And thus, the Keepers of the South were formed. I decreed that every sworn keeper would stand as an equal to a Knight of the Round Table. I doubt they still honor that law. But I am glad to see the keep has grown. In my time, there was only a lighthouse and barracks.
Okay. Are we ready for this? I think so. Okay, let's pull out the magic, boys. Gonna take that. Thank you very much. We're gonna just clear out this cemetery because I don't want anybody creeping up on me. Whee! Also some wolves down there. I believe they come up here as well. Ooh, right in the pelvis. Fucking corpse eater. It's okay, I need some stuff from you anyway. Oh, caught on that rock. Damn, do you see that? The skeleton got hit by the corpse eater. There we go. Toasted his little ass. Yes, you want to keep something that sounds as disgusting as a blood clot. This will actually give you full health. We're going to continue clearing before we come over here and take that, though. Crap. There's these little phantoms that are gonna come out. They're like basically balls of light, and they are super. Actually, no, they're skeletons. They're like little light electrical skeleton things, and they're such a pain in the ass. Not these, but like the skull, basically. There's another corpse eater lurking over here as well. I think he's gonna be closer to the crypt. Yeah, there he is. Just a couple more of these. Okay, so you can go into this crypt as a smaller crypt. There'll be like a small side quest in there, some lootable stuff. Oh no. When you hear that, you need to get gone. If you're ever out and you hear like a ding, like a bell, you gotta immediately just camp and fuel it with cobweb, because there's like this forebearer phantom that comes out and just whoops your ass. It is not a good time. Alright, there's that guy. Checking this crate. There's usually some stuff here. See that? Ooh. Should have been paying attention. Not too bad, not too bad. Do you see what I mean? That the magic is much easier. And here I was saying I wasn't gonna do a magic build. You can't trust me. You can't trust anything I say. There actually should be a skeleton in here. Hold on, let's see if we can jump up there. There we go. I think there's another one. So we're gonna move very slowly. Yeah, there he is. Woo! Okay. Don't need the pickaxe. Could use an actual axe, but whatever. Okay, so that gate there is locked. You want to go down this little corridor, but you want to watch out on your right here as well, behind that wall, because there'll be like a little ambush. You're distracted by this guy, and then, you know, here comes a skeleton. Now, what you want to do is come on over here. Whee! Actually, you know what? I think there's a chest over here. There we go. And then you cut through here. Take your little wine goblet.
Oh, who's come to visit me here? Surely you're not here to steal my treasures, are you?
Who the heck are you?
Oh, they call me all sorts of things. Evil spirit, lurking fiend, imp fae, nasty little thieving pest. But really, my name is Mark.
Wait, so treasures, do you mean this junk?
You offend me in my own home. So not nice. Sure, it's junk to you now, but when you have to head out into the cold and can't find one glove, well, suddenly it becomes very important. And that glove? I've had it for ages.
Why do you steal gloves?
Oh, I'm just helping people appreciate the little things. Because those are the only things that truly matter in life, right? At least that's what some bores say. Nah, it's just hilarious watching you all lose your minds over a missing key or a sock. And I've been doing this for centuries. It's second nature by now.
Okay, the missing socks is serious business, okay? Like, laundry sucks. You go, you do the laundry, you come back up, and then you have to fold the laundry, but on top of folding the laundry, you're missing a sock? So then you gotta, like, sit the sock to the side for when you find its mate, but then you just forget where you put that sock, so then when you find the other sock, you don't remember where you put the other sock? You see what I mean? Anyways. Wait, how old are you? Centuries? What do you mean centuries?
Oh, you shouldn't ask a lady such things. But you can ask me. I don't remember exactly. 9, 10 centuries at least, maybe more. 15, 23, I don't know.
23? You really enjoyed tormenting people for 23 centuries?
Of course. I mean, the funniest part is, you live in a place where you shouldn't even be, staring death in the face every day. And yet, you get the angriest over the smallest things. The Red Plague? Oh, you'll manage somehow, but where the hell is my favorite pipe?
So you never thought about stealing something bigger, like gold, jewels?
What is it with you people and gold? I've been around for ages, I still don't get it. I don't give a damn about gold and jewels. When you talk about them, you suddenly get all serious and pompous. I'm just here for fun.
This is a very strange place to keep treasures.
Strange. I thought people liked being buried with their little trinkets and shiny bits. And since I'll be dying soon, a crypt seems perfect.
What do you mean, dying soon?
That's right. I used to play tricks on people back in the homelands. Back then, they respected me. But ever since we came to Avalon, it's just been getting worse. They're forgetting. Sometimes someone still tosses salt over their left shoulder for me, or maybe leaves a little bowl of milk with honey outside, but those folks are rare now. And when they all forget me, that's the end.
Wait, so you disappear because people forget that you exist? Is there any way to save you?
No, it's just the natural order of things. I've lived long enough anyway. But since I'm kicking the bucket soon, I could pass on some of my power to you. What you say?
I mean, sure.
Well, before I give you some of my power, I just want something from you. Something stolen. Nothing big or expensive, just a little trinket. Just sneak into someone's house and swipe the shoes, or grab a wooden mug from the tavern. Will you do that for me?
Yeah, alright, I promise I'll steal something for you.
Great! Now you can either keep your word and commit the terrible sin of theft, or break your promise. And if you ever feel like a bit of thievery, I'll be waiting right here.
Fantastic. Okay, so then you can come through here. Ka-chow! And it's open. So, that being said, I think this is where we are going to call it quits for today, because the next section is going to be the main cemetery. Make sure we got a view of this, like, cute little flag here. Is going to be the main cemetery, which will not take a heck of a lot of time, but enough that I'm like, okay, you know what? This is already, like, over an hour and a half, so just gonna chill, and I'll see you guys in the next one.